Hello, welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you've been here before. This pick a card reading is a general reading, so it should fit any situation you find yourself in. As always, we have our piles here with group 1 on the left through to group 3 on the right. The timestamps are in the description box below, along with the cards that I'm using. If you'd like a private reading with me, you can book that in the description box below. There will be a link there, along with links to my other social media pages where I do share different content. You might like to check that out. And that being said, I'll leave you with your selection and I hope you enjoy your reading. Hey group 1, welcome to your reading. If you've chosen the green aura quartz piece, then this one is for you. Love aura quartz, it's just so magical. This stone is all for throwing open that heart, allowing in a bit of emotional clearing and stepping back into your center there, feeling a little more calm. It also can assist with prosperity, abundance, financial matters, things to do with that as well. So group 1, let's jump into your reading. It looks like it might be a little complex at this time, but we can move through it, no worries. Let's start with the past energy. In the tarot, we have the 9 of Wands, the 4 of Pentacles, and the 7 of Pentacles. So past energy, looking a little tired and short of resource, whether that's financial resource or mental, emotional, physical, just a little tired here, a little over-invested in a situation perhaps, and wanting to maybe pull back your investment or pull back your bit of your energy and time just so you can recuperate and get yourself back into a good place again. If you're feeling a little tired, that just might be something that's already come to you, because it is past energy here that we're looking at first. So I can see this could be a number of things. This could be a workplace that feels really taxing. It could be a relationship. It could be family struggles and dramas, especially as we approach that season. And if you're watching at this time of recording, you know, we approach the silly season, and there can be a lot of stress, anxiety, and relationship stuff can come up at this time. Of course it can. It could have relation to that. It may not, you know. But it does feel like it's definitely, you know, in connection to the people around you perhaps, or just your environment, and feeling a little exhausted and not totally in your power, maybe even getting a bit frustrated, or not having a full cup enough to be able to respond to the situation in a way you would like to empower yourself and whoever else you're dealing with as well. But I can see here that you're definitely making some cuts in the recent past, or you're starting to think about that now, where to invest your energy and focus your attention at this time. 4 of Pentacles can be a card of saving money and just sort of shutting down a little bit on how much you're offering help to people, letting people sort of sort their own stuff out for a bit while you get back in touch with yourself and sort out the responsibilities that you need to tend to, some different priorities for yourself here. Could be financially based. It could also have to do with health as well. You might be feeling a little under the weather and need to recuperate your health. Invest in like some sort of therapy or supplements or something like that might be what you're thinking about here too. With the 7 of Pentacles, it can be, you know, thinking of investing some money into something, but you might be feeling like a little bit tight of resource to be able to invest that, whether it's from finance or something else. But as we progress into the week, I think it's, Ace of Swords. I think you are settling into a bit of clarity at this time around this subject, the topic of what's happening. As we progress into the week, current energy, you've got the 8 of Wands and the 9 of Cups, so it is a lighter energy for you, where you might be communicating with a certain person about this situation, or just sort of trying to get things moving for yourself in a direction that's a bit more supportive of what your needs are right now. 8 of Wands, you might be having a conversation. Somebody else might be reaching out to you with the Knight of Cups, 8 of Wands. This could be a friend or somebody that just means well, quite, you know, the Knight of Cups is someone who can be a bit lighthearted or romantic or fanciful, that sort of light energy, maybe not so, what do I want to say, just not as like focused on maybe reality or something. That might be a strike for you there. There might be someone you're dealing with who's not very focused on reality at this time perhaps, and it might even be that person you're wanting to get space from to sort yourself out, who knows. So you've got in the middle of the week, or as we progress, the 5 of Pentacles, 10 of Swords, and the Death card is here. So it isn't an easy week, we'll put it that way. There's but stick with me, we'll go through these cards and you'll see that it actually does end up fantastic, and things for you are very future orientated at this time. It's just like you've got to move through whatever this is, whatever change this is bringing for you, whatever release this is bringing for you. It's necessary. There's a lot of oracle cards that support this as well, speaking on your protection and the blessing that this change may bring, but we'll get there as well. Five of Pentacles, the Ten of Swords. So this is absolutely without resource at this point. So this could be yourself feeling like you just don't have enough to give. You could be dealing with someone else who's not giving their fair share, or feeling just like you're a bit abandoned or left to deal with something on your own, perhaps. Ten of Swords, it might be your choice to walk away from something with the Ten of Swords and Death. You're leaving behind something that's just that does deplete you. And I don't mean to leave behind, when we see Death and Ten of Swords, it can look so final, but it might just be you're leaving this behind for a time to go and sort some things out for yourself, and you can return to the situation. You'll know where you sit. Everyone's a little different because it is a general reading. And those that is like family relationships, I mean, they often do circle back around, don't they? So at this time you might be pulling away. She's almost, in this particular Ten of Swords, is almost unfazed by all of the swords in her as she lays there, and the Death card next to it. We also have, extending on to the end of the week here, if I could hold the cards up, we have the Three of Swords and the Eight of Cups as well. So next to Death, it really shows that some situation that's just not working for you, you're walking away from, and it's a good thing to do that, because the Death is there, the Eight of Cups is there. Those are really supportive energies in regards to leaving behind pain or transmuting old energy or releasing, letting go. The Three of Swords, absolutely no denying that there is a pain in this situation. The Three of Swords can be very, very painful. But with the Death on one side and Eight of Cups on the other, it's like you're moving through this so that it's not painful. So some of you may not even experience this as pain. Maybe you've already experienced all the pain that you've needed to in regards to this, and so it's more liberating at this point. Everyone will feel it, I guess, a little differently. But I think the message here is about trying to sort of lean more in towards the perception of liberation here, rather than losing out or missing out or anything like that. I do feel like this is an opportunity for some reason, but you'll know. In the challenge, interesting combination, we have the Emperor, the Three of Pentacles, and the Empress. So for some of you, this could be a marriage, a relationship, or even a family situation. Oh, the Emperor is falling away. That may be a message in itself. Where there may be a real challenge in cooperating at this time, or being on the same page, or making it work. It may be a real struggle. It may be to do with your parents, the Empress and Emperor here. This is usually a divine couple. Can also read this as your energy, where you may find it a little challenging to balance out your masculine and feminine energies, and the way you work together with yourself and your resources to build the future you wish to see for yourself, because it's very future orientated. It does feel, even though what we're talking about seems to be dealing with some of the details in your life, it's all to do with where you're headed. It definitely feels that way. So while we do see that there is struggle in cooperation and collaboration at this time, what will help with this situation with Queen of Cups, Six of Swords, and Strength is to just take a little space, perhaps release, let go. Eight of Cups is there, and now the Six of Swords, two really strong cards talking of release, and having maybe a little more compassion for the situation as well. With the Queen of Cups, you might be dealing with some really heavy energies here. It's hard to say, because of what's more showing in these cards is about, you know, what needs to happen rather than the details of it. And I do feel like it's just this, I think you'd know that it's right to just let go. It is safe to let go, perhaps, is a mantra you could use. It's safe to let go for a time, and just rely on your own strengths, and just really release any of past pain and baggage and hurt. For some of you, this is very, very much in regards to the work you'll do in the world, where you'll be helping other people heal and release their own baggage and pain, and feeling like this is very, can be very career orientated, this reading. Like there's definitely an undertone message of where you're headed in your future in regards to shamanic work or channeling divine messages or mediumship or anything like that that is calling to you at this time to help people transmute their own heavy energies and traumas and working through their own shadow. I feel like group one, your life experiences here, I think I do feel like you're somebody who can help, guide people through their darker times and facilitate healing and have a real intricate understanding for some of the, what do I want to say? It's hard to articulate. I guess just the darker side of human nature, perhaps even addiction and struggles, all sorts of things like that. So also abuse from childhood, things like that, like abuse from partners, domestic violence, all sorts of, I just feel like this is for maybe not for everyone, but I do feel like it's especially marked here in the further guidance with the Five of Cups, the World, the Ace of Wands. For some of you, take it or leave it, but for a fair portion, I feel like you want to put purpose to the pain and help heal the world by healing yourself first, of course. But I see just with the Five of Cups, this girl is turned away and she's sad, she's grieving. I should probably go with the first message in that this will be an emotionally releasing process for you with the Five of Cups in the World here. This is a closing out of that though, so that you're no longer in this energy, and that's probably why it's so important to look at what needs to be done. It's more about getting yourself out of that energy and back into your power, where you can be a little bit more proactive and effective in your own life and, you know, get the results you wish to see and feel a lot lighter and move out of this and into something more calm, calmer days, calmer thoughts when you're waking up in the morning, stuff like that. Just a general sense of peace, actually. But so that's the original message for this for everybody. But those that are feeling like there's more to your journey in regards to helping other people, and this message is for you to really investigate those abilities and put time towards your practices, because I see with the Five of Cups World and the Ace of Wands that this is quite a passion of yours, a purpose and a really intricate and special divine ability you have to help people move through things that are challenging emotionally, mentally, spiritually, energetically, however, many more ways than that as well, I'm sure. And with the World here, I do feel like this is sort of your becoming at this time. You're sort of still moving into this, maybe this role, or maybe you're already in that role. Like actually a fair portion you probably already are. And maybe you're looking to progress and go deeper and study further and reach more people. And Five of Cups, it definitely is still, though, talking about, actually it's quite similar to Four of Cups, where the person is, you know, quite dwelling over the cups that are spilt, but there's still two cups still standing, like Five of Cups often depicts. So it's leaving behind emotionally heavy cycles for you, the grief, the loss. And so there was a message I probably should have also said earlier that does feel like somebody is maybe moving through the process of grieving a lost loved one. I can see potential for people gathering in memorial and just making sure that if everyone is supported in that and there for each other. That's only not for everybody, but it definitely feels like a message. So I hope you have the support you need, those that message is for, because it does look like sending someone off in that way. But for others of you, it's, you'll know it's just releasing maybe even old versions of yourself here as well, especially that Death card. And it's, I think you do have a lot of dreams you really want to act upon, and you want to be able to reach people in a special way, and you will. I do think it seems to keep coming through here. So in the outcome, we have three major arcanas with the Chariot, Judgment and Justice, and it basically sums up with the Three of Cups on the underlying energy of this reading: celebration and success and reunions and healing and all of that wonderful things. This, for me, it really confirms that message that you are headed in a direction that's going to be very empowering for you, and you're going to have quite a strong calling towards this if you haven't already felt that with Judgment there. Like it's quite the pull in a direction to bring more balance and honesty and truth into your life. Honesty is in expressing yourself and your needs, and not being afraid to stand up for what your needs are in any given moment. And with the Chariot, having confidence to move your life in a direction that suits you, living life on your terms, and creating something quite powerful by believing in yourself and following your true path. Quite strong, and it'll be such a wonderful thing with the Three of Cups and the underlying energy of this reading. This whole, whatever it is that's painful and tricky this week, just trust it. Absolutely trust it. Oracle card you have here is protection, and that you are very protected. You have very strong roots. This is an oak tree, so it talks of the very strong roots that keep you grounded, and that roots to me is also connection to community and networking with people that help support us in our journey, and we support them too. But it's also to say, if there's any need to protect your financial assets or anything like that, be sure to, take the necessary steps to protect yourself. The whole message of make sure everyone's got their seatbelt on, all that sort of stuff. But it is also that message to say that you are truly protected, and it comes out with this power card, I am blessed, as well. So do know and trust that you are blessed in this situation, and that it's also a message to be very grateful for the small things that we have, especially as things aren't working out and there's a bit of strain and stress, to be sure to sit in gratitude for those blessings that are there. We have North Node, which is all about the future, stepping into your true path. This is about really envisioning where you see yourself in 5 or even 10 years from now, and what is it going to take to get to that success that you see in that person, to vision the greatest version of yourself in that way, and to truly walk towards it, to not be hindered by other people's paths and opinions. But truly this message is very much about standing true to yourself. And same with this card, the Inner Queen. Beautiful card of exactly that, of knowing when to honor your needs and yourself. It's also a card of non-judgment and sitting in compassion instead of judgment, and having understanding when people are projecting their pains, that it's just them expressing or unconsciously expressing their pain story, and that it doesn't maybe have so much to do with you. That might be an important message for someone receiving this. It's also a message to go into healing work if that calls to you, shamanic work, any type of healing work that will, that you have had maybe the idea of but haven't had the courage to follow it. This is definitely a message. We'll go to this book here and see what jumps out. The Inner Queen brings you guidance to honor what you need to do with your life. You are a sovereign being, and honoring your spiritual truth is how you act as the guardian of your soul. In choosing that which honors you as you are, rather than trying to force yourself to be something or someone you are naturally not meant to be, you will gain so much energy. Life becomes easier, and the universe can support you. As you honor yourself in this way, you honor the divine, for it is the divine that lives in you, as you, and created you to be as you are for sacred purpose, even if that remains a mystery to you at this time. Where else can I go? If you have been, there's lots of different paragraphs in Alana Fairchild cards. I just want to go to what jumps. If you've been judging yourself or another, then it is likely you've become enmeshed in their pain, and tired and perhaps even angry or afraid. If you're feeling used, abused, exploited, or even taken advantage of in any way, then the Inner Queen reminds you to rise up, and that you are royal. You are guided to seek out your inner divine dignity, summon your compassion for yourself and all others in the relevant situation, and give yourself permission to disengage from drama. Step back, take care of your own needs first, and then you can respond rather than react to what is happening within you and around you. The Inner Queen will help you gather your energy back to your heart center, so you can shine your compassion as you acknowledge that everyone is doing their best. Everyone has the divine right and power to choose how they respond to the mystery of life. And at that we have Own Your Power. quite beautiful little combo there for you. Absolutely own your power. Trust you're protected. You are blessed. We have another, see how they all intricately tie in with Make a Vision Board, where we're talking earlier about really seeing yourself in the future. We've got, there it is, North Node. make that vision board, be future orientated, believe in that self, believe that it's possible, because the changes that are happening now are happening so that it could be possible. The other two oracle cards you have for this reading was Stargazer and Beauty. They're just sweet little self-care prompts, my quality time prompts. So spending your quality time on something so sweet and simple like stargazing, if you haven't done that in a while. And Beauty, maybe, oh, that scared me. Beauty, so maybe, yeah, spending a little bit more time adorning yourself before you go out into the world. Or it doesn't have to be cosmetic like type beauty. It can obviously be from the inside out, eating a nourishing breakfast to feel so beautiful. Washing your hair, or whatever it might be. We all have different ideals on that, and there's none that are wrong. So that is what I have for you, group 1. I hope you've enjoyed this reading. It's given you some sort of comfort, clarity, or guidance. And if you're after a private reading with me, you can get that in the description box below. Although we are sort of closing up for the year, so not too many left for December. I'll open up the rest of December soon though, in the coming days. But yeah, and that being said, I hope you enjoyed your reading, and I look forward to reading for you all again next time. Bye, group 1. Hey group 2, and welcome to your reading. If you've chosen the pink banded agate, then this one is for you. So pink banded agate, a stone of femininity, creativity, nurturing, problem solving. Also a stone of detox and releasing nervousness and stress, and being able to see the whole picture, and yeah, all of that. So group 2, let's jump into your reading. It looks interesting. I don't even know where to start actually. Should I go with the signs? I can see Leo and Taurus straight up, with Libra, Cancer, Virgo, Sagittarius, Aquarius, Gemini. There's a fair few major arcanas here. All good if it's not yours. Scorpio there too, I'd say. But anyway, let's jump into your reading with Strength. All major arcana here. Strength, Empress, and the Wheel of Fortune. So this past energy could be recent past, but I kind of feel like it's a bigger picture thinking as well, like that crystal did prompt to think about the bigger picture. And I do feel like this is the effort you've put into making your life beautiful. With the Strength, the Empress, the Wheel of Fortune, like you've forget about whatever's going on in this moment, if there's anything at all, right? Just to really, this is, I think, is summing up how far you've come and how beautiful you've made your life. And right now you may not feel like you're enjoying it completely. We'll get through all of that. You look like you might be a bit overworked at the moment, or just a bit consumed by something. But what I do want to focus on first is how beautiful you've made your life. Maybe you've made a beautiful home for your children. Maybe you have a gorgeous garden space. Maybe you've learned how to connect with plants and animals and children in a different level. Maybe you've learned to connect with yourself and nurture yourself in ways you never used to. I just see such beauty and abundance and a wonderful things that you have created or drawn into your life. You may not have it all, you know, and everything that you want, of course, but I do think it's really standing out here, the things you do have. And I think you're abundant. Even if you don't think so, I can see an abundance in these cards. I think you think so. I think you're grateful for it too. I think you're responsible for these blessings, and you've earned them, you've worked for them. With the Wheel of Fortune, Empress, Strength, I think it's a natural progression where you're at this time, where things are evolving and growing. And this could be to do with your business, where you might be, you know, expanding in your business, or that you may have had a promotion, or things have changed and things are moving forward. You might be moving house. You might be prepping for Christmas and all that craziness that's yet to come in the next month. You may be doing all of the above. In the current energy, as we progress into the week, we've got the 10 of Pentacles, 6 of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles. So quite focused energy, quite grounded and busy, getting things done. For some of you might be volunteering your time quite literally here. We've got this beautiful woman who's offering food, what looks like a homeless man, and there's some sort of soup kitchen in the background there. So it may call to you to volunteer your time, or to be there for other people this week, to support people in their journey, making their life a little easier for themselves. That might be something you already do. It might be part of what you already get up to. 10 of Pentacles, the 6 of Pentacles, the Knight. I see you progressively working towards new horizons. You might have different endeavors, passions, goals, study, a new project, whatever it is that's sort of calling on you. And it just, one more thing to add to the million things you're probably already doing at this time. It does seem like you are quite busy, and no surprise that we saw the next card being the 10 of Wands. So you may be getting home from doing it all and just feeling so exhausted. But in saying that, I don't think you don't enjoy what you're doing. I think you love what you're doing. And that's what I was getting at before with the Empress and strength and all of that. You may have been working so hard to create this beautiful situation where you can help people and do things that really fulfill you in life. But at the same time, you might be just needing to rest a little more or get a bit of time for yourself. This is somebody who's quite busy, doing one thing, doing another thing. There's lots of cool things that you might be up to. A lot of the oracle cards here are just really all tie in. We'll get to those at the end. But with the 10 of Pentacles, the 6 of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles, you're definitely investing your energy into something that is bigger picture thinking, maybe multiple things, like I said, children, work, family, just friends, community, study, housework, like, you know, the list doesn't stop. You know it. We got another 10 here with the 10 of Cups and the Lovers as well. So for some of you, might be celebrating literally like a wedding this week. It could be really big milestones with the Wheel of Fortune here in the current energy. It may be a family member's wedding. It may be the purchase of a home. There's definitely the graduation of uni or something like school. There's so much here to be grateful for. There's a really beautiful energy of wonderful things, but the 10 of Wands is right there in the middle, and it's you carrying it all as you get home. Still, the phone's still ringing. Whew. And that's why I had a little giggle when the challenge had the Hermit. I just thought that was quite funny, because it really sums it up that the challenge might be just getting a little alone time, a little quiet time to catch up with yourself, to meditate, to just be silent, to, you know, rest. 4 of Pentacles, the Judgment is here as well. You might just feel also that you, have a lot to catch up on. Maybe you're, like I said earlier, preparing for the silly Christmas season, all that wildness that happens, festivities of any kind. What was it? Thanksgiving for America just recently. All sorts of different occasions that are coming up at this time, where you might be just wanting to save your money a little bit, save your resource, rest a little. Judgment there as well is like, I think, what do I want to say about Judgment? I feel like there's more to that. World is on the bottom of the deck. Remember that. So, here we got Queen of Swords. Okay then, yeah. 5 of Cups on the bottom of the deck at that point. I see the Devil in a split. So there's some things that you need to make cuts on, whether that's your own habits, behaviors, or other people's, whatever it might be. With the 4 of Pentacles Hermit, you're just sort of withdrawing and saving your finances, or, you know, using your logic here. Queen of Swords being very assertive in a situation that says, you know, this is my judgment call. I don't agree with this, or I'm not accepting this. I need more time for myself. I need more work-life balance. I need more, whatever it is. Like, you got that answer inside of self. The challenge might be getting to that answer at this time and then speaking on it. It is in the challenge. So just maybe taking a bit of time out for yourself so that you can get a little clear on what your needs are and what's going to be the best next move to support yourself with what you're growing, what you're doing, what you're trying to achieve. Because 4 of Pentacles is a bit of a foundational card. It looks at the groundwork we need to achieve, things we need to do before we can build upon something. So if that means, you know, having the energy and calling cuts on other areas, maybe cutting your hours or something, whatever it is, will enable you to have then that resource to put where you wanted to put it. And echoes on into what will help with the challenge with the Ace of Swords, Temperance, and the Fool. And so I know I skipped over the end of the week. I'll go back to that because I jumped straight into the Hermit. But anyway, what will help with the challenge, like I said, the Queen of Swords there, Judgment, like just taking a little bit of rest, Temperance here, creating a little bit more balance in your life. If you're being all work and no sacred play, we'll get to that card in a moment. This is just time to bring that in, bring in a bit of freshness back into the life, into your day. We see this always reminds me of what's the oh, now I can't even remember what it's called, Central Park. I've never obviously been there myself, but it just, I don't know why, it just really makes me feel like somebody's just arrived in Central Park and they're so excited to look at this and explore this whole new place. And I just feel like it's a good opportunity, a good time. You should create an opportunity for yourself to be able to go out and play and explore a different place, or something that's going to sort of give you that light-hearted freedom and fun energy back again, because it does look like you're doing a lot. So a little rest, a little play, get outdoors, go for a nice walk, go through the park, like actually do that. It'll do you wonders. There's something you might think of doing, but maybe you don't actually do it. For someone out there, well, maybe just do that. Even if you think, nah, no, go do it. You'll be grateful that you did. And just listen to the bird song, listen to the insects, just connect and be there. Temperance as well is a message. Maybe with the Ace of Swords, there might be some things you know that you need to quit. Maybe it's a bit too much wine of an evening, making you feel crappy when you wake up, or maybe smoking, or whatever it is, scrolling too much, overeating, or just whatever it might be. Temperance is asking you to bring in a bit more balance there, a bit more moderation in a certain area. So the end of the week energy, we did have the Lovers and the Ten of Cups, which is quite beautiful. So this could really be anything for you, but I do feel like it's just a lovely time had. If there's an occasion coming up this weekend, a wedding or any kind for your family or your community, then trust that it will be a beautiful occasion. Maybe a lot of effort to get there or a lot of effort to make it happen, but it will be stunning. Things are really feeling good, really feeling good. Not, oh, the devil is there too. Just get one more on that 10 of Wands. See if there's anything else. See, it could just be like I just said with when we saw the devil, or drinking a little much wine of an evening, or too many days of the week that sort of take a toll on your energy. Or the devil is depicted in this deck with ice cream, so maybe too much sugar. Just listening to what your body needs. With the 10 of Wands there, 9 of Wands, yeah, there's a lot exhaustion, just absolutely exhausted. Burning that candle at both ends, needing more rest, needing more play, so you can actually enjoy the things that you're doing. I see the 9 of Pentacles, and that was the 2 of Swords. And look at that as well, another image of waiting for people to come in for some sort of banquet. So yeah, it looks like you've got a lot to give at this time too. In the further guidance area, we have 4 of Cups, the Moon, and the Ace of Pentacles. And what did I feel when I saw this? Something along the lines that maybe you've tricked yourself here, that if you just get this one more thing done, you'll be able to relax, or if you can just do that or have this in order, then this will be able to happen. And I feel that's pretty specific, so maybe not for everyone, but definitely that message there of, you know, once this is done, then I can be happy, or then I can play, and then I can relax. And I think it's a message here of just not worrying about having your ducks in a row maybe so much, but just let it go. Let it go. Go have some fun. Maybe relax a little bit. 4 of Cups, the Moon, the Ace of Pentacles. They could be, what do I want to get here? I keep like going to say something and then I'm like, oh, I feel like there's something else here. What's the Moon about? The 5 of Cups, the 4 of Cups, the Moon. Okay. I think there's just feel like, especially with the Death there, the Sun, there is just sense of heaviness here. You may be dealing with maybe someone else's heaviness. It could have to do with family and things like that, where it needs you to just let it be, I would say, with this combination here. I think there's some things that you just can't do anything with, can't fix, can't help, or in that situation. And to not take it all on your shoulders to be the one to fix things or be the one to make things better. You do have the Ace of Pentacles here though, so I do feel like from this situation you will find resolution or a solution. You'll find some sort of opportunity within whatever this is about here, where there's 5 of Cups, 4 of Cups energy, feeling like quite sad that things aren't working out how you'd like them to. And with the rest of these cards, I think things are working out just fine. This is almost hard to pick on what exactly it's about. Let's get one more here. It kind of feels past, like distant past, but I don't want to dismiss that so easily. The Eight of Swords now as well. Talk about exhausted, hey? I think it might be beneficial for you to ask for help from other people, to not take it all on, and to ask for help, to not be afraid to put your hand out, or let other people help, or let other people be involved, if possible. Because I kind of just hearing that if I want it done properly, I'll do it myself for some people. But there's a real need to let things not go perfectly and let things just go however they would if other people were involved. One more on the Moon. Or the Ace of Pentacles, whatever. Alright. Eight of Pentacles and the Sun on the bottom of the deck. Yeah, that's the further guidance, is that you just get to work with what you need to be doing. But at the same time, I do think that that's also needing a boundary there where you're getting to go and play and not focus on all the seriousness, and getting, like, maybe that is how you're coping with a certain thing that causes you to feel anxious, tired, exhausted, where you might be just throwing yourself into work. But it might be beneficial to sort of ground yourself in a bit more play. And the outcome energy shows exactly that with the Knight of Wands, Two of Pentacles and the Star. This is you balancing out the things that you're very motivated for and have passion to complete or engage in, along with just rest and play and healing and revitalizing yourself. The Star card is all about vitality and feeling renewed. And I think this is an opportunity. There's a time. There's got to be a time coming up. The message can't be here without Spirit providing an opportunity for you to engage with play, and that's what is needed here. To just rest and do things you love to do, whether that's like something quite literal as like child play, playing with children here, like splashing in the water and letting yourself actually enjoy it and feel free and liberated and letting go, and laughter and all that stuff. But it's also creative endeavors as well, so painting or sewing or making music or dancing or whatever it is that you love to do, gardening, pottery here as well. There's lots of different indications. So the outcome is that you manage a better balance, I think, with whatever's happening here. Queen of Swords has already spoken, and the Ace of Swords and Temperance is saying moderation. So having achieved moderation, having spoken on what your needs are, you'll be able to perfectly balance out the things you love doing with the things you need to do, and feel very refreshed and have the energy to do the things you love to do and do the things you need to do well. So let's go into the Oracle cards, with the first one being Sacred Play, which that message is all about exactly what we've spoken about here, just letting yourself have a bit of fun. Let's see what the book has to say. It's quite a long one, so I'll go to just maybe some little bits here. It takes courage to connect with your inner world, to go deep into the truth of your pain and bring love to those wounds, to allow a healing current to transform and free you from the past. It takes maturity to live with depth, to look beyond the surface, to refuse to give up on your journey when something difficult is asked of you in order to grow. To succeed on the spiritual path, you need this willingness to enter the darkness and liberate the love from within, opening the darkness up to receive divine light. Although there can be a great joy in the resolution of such suffering, during the process itself, there may not seem to be much joy at all. Then there is the discipline required to keep your spiritual light shining, the discipline of inner work, dealing with your stuff, meditating, showing up for conscious dance, studying your spiritual books, doing whatever is required to keep you conscious, growing, awakening, when it is admittedly so much easier to slip back into sleepiness, judgment, and even procrastination and doubt. It takes so much inner strength to keep moving towards the light. There are times when the spiritual path will feel like a marathon that taxes you beyond your limits physically, emotionally, and psychologically. To summon the energy of play might seem, ironically enough, laughable. Then in your fatigue and exhaustion, having worked so hard for your spiritual growth and personal development, you might feel ashamed that you are not laughing, joyful, enlightened, and taking delight in all that is. Do not feel guilty or ashamed. This oracle does not come with any such intention. Rather, it comes with a peace offering from the universe. The divine is extending a hand of friendship, and you've been working so hard. There's a knock at your door. It's the universe in the form of that cheeky, curious, and friendly boy from down the street. He's inviting you to come outside and play. The sun is setting on what has been. There's a sweet promise of a new life and friendship in the air. The prospect of fun, play, fresh energy, adventure, and friendship is before you now. Of laughter and fun, you need and deserve this. It's time for the brightness of your light to fill your heart and cast away the shadows of the past. That makes sense why I felt that this stuff was of the past. And it's necessary to just, it even goes on to, singing, playing with the air guitar or singing into your hairbrush microphone, like all of that really awesome, just do it stuff. Sacred play. You also have the message of community, so maybe playing within your community, maybe going to a local dance group. I know in Brisbane they have Dance of Rights. That looks like a lot of fun. Any type of community gatherings that are going to let you express yourself or go and play. Maybe just seeing someone play at the beach, that's where they get their inner child on, stuff like that. But also connecting with your community for support, asking for help when you need it, leaning on other people, but also being there for other people, which I do see quite strongly with the Six of Pentacles. For some of you, this might be you receiving that help this week. I did get the strong message of Group 2 helping people and being there amongst the community, but it might be you that needs help from the community this week, and to not be afraid to reach out for that help, especially because we're seeing such message of being burnt out and needing more rest. So definitely that. We also have the 8th house of mystery. We'll go again to the book maybe for this one. This 8th house, it is often the more primal natures, the area of love, sex, death, and money. The challenge of this card can be tempting to manipulate by withholding love, power, or money, and hard to step away when someone else is jerking those chains. The gift of this card is to face your worst fears and step through. Feel that liberation. The trap of manipulation falls away when you don't bite the hook. Assess power dynamics between you and other people around you, and the resources shared. Get clear in your own mind if anyone is pulling strings or trying to heal dysfunctional dynamics with clear and healthy boundaries. What did I say there? I think that this could also have a lot to do with that past situation here where you may, needing healthy boundaries. It also could be with regards to work, needing healthy boundaries so that you can have your own resources and not being depleted. We have I'm responsible for my life, which kind of ties in with that quite nicely, where it is up to you, Queen of Swords, to speak on your needs, to receive what you need. It won't come to you without an assertive change perhaps here. So stepping into your power and not being afraid to speak on your needs, and realizing that anything that is going right or wrong in your world can be something that you can own responsibility for and then therefore change. We have a whole bunch came out with the self-care prompts, which I love. You have Get Outdoors, quite beautiful message, especially in the area of play, to just go and perhaps play with the nature spirits. Picking flowers, making a daisy chain. There's so many things you can do in regards to play just by being in nature. The colours you wear, you might like to play this way, express yourself through colour or dressing differently, or using colours of the chakras or your own personal intention with colour. Practicing gratitude, a beautiful message. Always a good message to spend a little time acknowledging what it is you're grateful for, especially when things are heavy. We have read. The more you read, the more you'll learn, which was also next to listen. So maybe reading through audiobook, listening to something really encouraging or supportive, or just something for fun, listening to a fun fantasy adventure, or reading a story, a children's book, or something you love, your favorite childhood book, some Wind in the Willows or something, I don't know. I actually was feeling to watch Anne of Green Gables. I've never actually seen it, but I did read it and I love the story so much, so I'd like to watch it. So if I'm group 2, then that was that message for me. And you also have Dare as well, and this is a card of just daring to express yourself, daring to do what it is that calls upon you, daring to be wild and crazy in that moment if you need to be. Express yourself, have fun, dare to live an adventure, dare to be heard, dare to sing karaoke at the top of your lungs, dare to use the microphone hairbrush thing. Like just yeah, dare. I love that message for you. So group 2, that is what I have for you this week. I hope this message has resonated with you, given you some sort of comfort, clarity or guidance. Looks like a really positive message with an acknowledgement of some challenge, but you know, very, very encouraging, and lots of really beautiful times to be grateful for all around you too, though. Lots of people around you. Any time alone, I think, will be really good if you can get some of this happening for yourself, some music, some candles, and just some retreat time. Would be really, really good. So yes, group 2, that's what I have. If you're after a private reading, you can catch me in the description box below. There's the link there. Not too many left for the rest of the year, but there should be something there. I'll open the rest of December later in the coming days. And yeah, take care, group 2. I'll speak to you next time. Bye. Hey group 3, and welcome to your reading. If you've chosen this sweet little piece of garnet, and this one is for you. It's got this beautiful little corner there with more translucent bits in it, and it's so like strawberry looking. It looks like strawberry jam in there, but yeah, this sweet garnet is a stone of love and friendship, a stone often associated with the blood, the heart, the circulatory system, a stone of detoxing the system, and also connecting to life force and passion. All of that goodness. I think it's associated with Taurus, but don't quote me on that, I'm not sure. And Taurus's Astro card is actually here as well, which is lovely. So group 3, definitely. There are major arcanas. The signs I can see here is Aquarius, Taurus quite strongly there, Gemini as well. Taurus is very strong in this reading. Wow. Libra. And yeah, we'll leave it at that for now, I guess. It's okay if that's your energy or not. It doesn't really matter too much. But anyway, let's jump into this reading with a bit of the past energy. We can the 9 of Swords, 2 of Pentacles, 3 of Swords, 5 of Cups. So it does look like now this could be recent past, or this could be sort of more of a longer timeline for you, months ago, even years. You might have been coming out of something heavy, where the 9 of Swords, 2 of Pentacles, you've been juggling something very painful, and I think a big portion of the pain is around your ability to create the change you want to see, and how long that's going to take, and how much effort that might take, how hard that might be. I feel like for some of you might be a little bit overwhelmed by just the grief of a situation at times, and you may have been sort of holding on to something very painful for longer than you felt. Maybe now looking at it, maybe you felt that you could have or should have let that go earlier or something, but that's okay. You're right where you need to be, realizing what you need to in this current time. And this past energy, like I said, it could be quite far in the past, or it could be very recent, where there's been a great deal of anxiety around a situation where you feel powerless. You may have been really wanting help, maybe even receiving help, but not knowing what to do with that help. There's definitely something here that's quite painful that you've been moving through. But the next card is the Star, so it does say that, especially with the 2 of Pentacles too, like you may have been working quite hard for some time now to you know, move this situation along and see a bit more growth for yourself, to balance things back out, to reprioritize where you put your focus, your energy and your attention, because doubting yourself or feeling stuck is, you know, not going to help you there. So I think that it's a matter of maybe making a sacrifice or making a hard choice to let go of something very painful for yourself here. 3 of Swords, 5 of Cups there. But the Star is here, and then we move into the beautiful 8 of Pentacles. I love that. And it's to me, this is somebody who's saying, well, okay, yeah, maybe something was painful, maybe this is a little hard to move through, but I've got what it takes and I can grow from this. And I can heal from this, and I can actually make my situation even greater. And I think there's a great trust in spirit here from you. For some of you, that might not be the case all the time, and that might be something you're trying to foster, is more trust in spirit and the unseen and how things are working out for you, even when they seem like they're not. But with the Eight of Pentacles, I do really feel like you're putting yourself to work here. You're focusing. You're ready to apply yourself to create any change you wish to see. There's a lot of cards here that really speak on that Taurus-like energy. I just want to pull this one up already, of cultivate. It definitely speaks about exactly this Eight of Pentacles energy of cultivating something new and really nurturing your growth. Which is so awesome, because this matching oracle card Nurture is here as well, where she's nurturing this new growth into life and supporting its fragility, and trusting that it's going to grow into something quite magnificent. I think that's so beautiful. And to see the Eight of Pentacles here straight up after we've come out of whatever this heavy self-doubting stuck energy is, you're definitely ready to apply yourself, even if the journey ahead looks a little daunting, and there may be some apathy at times with the Four of Pentacles here. So maybe maybe a throat speaking truth thing for you. I'm not sure what's going on now. Sorry, guys. That's better. All right, so we've got someone getting to work. They're getting to their studies, perhaps. This is a really cool looking study as well, so you might be really spending a bit of time in your home space and making it a little bit more supportive of the new growth that you wish to see and you'd wish to cultivate. Taurus card there in your life. I think as well there's a need to, like, I see this, just the cobwebs here, and there's a need to dust things off. There's a need to get back to basics, perhaps, or get back to some old things you used to do that were really supportive, some old rituals or routines, some old books even, perhaps, because some of the things that are around you, there's a lot of things around you, I think, that can support you, and you may not actually be engaging with those yet or recognizing them what they are. I think, or a lot of you may recognize the things that will support you, but you just haven't maybe engaged yet in certain things, or maybe one certain thing you know of that's going to be supportive. I just feel that with the Four of Cups, that, you know, it'll come in time, and you will start to re-engage with things that are important to you. And we have the Empress next, which is bringing even more nurturing into your everyday lifestyle. You might be really looking at eating better for yourself, taking care of your health, taking care of your exercise routine, your body. You know, the blood and air circulation, as this stone suggests, may be a message for you to really pay attention to your health in that regard, and giving yourself maybe a bit of a detox or some supplements that support you. There's oracle cards that support that message as well here. But with this beautiful Empress card, this is someone who's working, somebody who has abundance. And with the Eight of Pentacles prior, I think you're rebuilding your abundance to grow into something really beautiful and true, and what's meant for you in this next chapter, because there's a lot of miracles and blessings on the horizon. There's some sort of storm you're moving through, and it's clearing the way for something so beautiful. It really is. And for some of you, that means a divine partnership. You may already have that partnership in your life. It may be an intimate lover, or it may be a friend, or somebody you collaborate with in your work. But we have the Four of Wands, Two of Cups, and the Ace of Cups here as well after the Empress. So it may be a special feminine in your life who brings you this companionship and love, or it may be that you are that feminine. It may be a friend. It could be so many different things here. But there is a real strong sense of enjoying the home space, enjoying the more intimate connections in your life, and developing intimate connections, working on or healing connections. With the Two of Cups, Ace of Cups, there's lots of love here in the home space. Four of Wands, I feel like a change around the home, maybe some redecorating, some clearing, some changing furniture around, or things like that, I think would be really beneficial. Cooking beautiful meals that fill the home with beautiful aromas, just, yeah, lots of that sort of stuff. Maybe connecting with your community, and joining groups if necessary, like if that's a part of it. You know, I think there's some clearing to be done. I feel like a housework vibe here, like a bit of spring cleaning, a bit of dusting, attending to the home, truly attending to work, just like really basic stuff, but bringing fun into it too, like really enjoying it. being a little bit more prepared so that you can enjoy it. I think preparation sometimes has a lot to do with success, right? And our fun and our ability to play and have a bit more. I know preparation, it seems planned, but when we are organized in that way, sometimes can leave for more space to play and be creative and venture out a little more, if that makes sense. I feel like meal prepping is something important to mention for some people. So in the challenge this week at this time, we have the Hanged Man, the Nine of Wands, and Two of Swords. So there's a little like uncertainty about all this. Where is it headed? This is exhausting. Have I got what it takes? Am I going in the right direction? Is this right for me? Is it going to work out? There's so many questions in the challenge here. The Hanged Man, feeling just bound up, maybe a little stuck here, a little exhausted. Like it seems like a really hard effort or a lot to be done. Or for some of you, you might not even be ready to look at whatever this is yet that you are working towards. And I think it's like this message I'm feeling of like, just sort of get to it, just keep going in the right direction. And before you know it, you'll be there and you won't even realize. That's what it feels like, to just persevere, continue, nurture, cultivate, that sort of thing. Eight of Pentacles. I love the Eight of Pentacles. She just chips away at one pentacle at a time. And she puts a new energy into each pentacle because each one requires different things from her. So she's with the unique experience of each pentacle that's before her. The rest of them can and will wait. It's one thing at a time. It's that sort of progress, just one thing at a time. And that's all you need. Before you know it, one thing over a certain amount of days at a time turns into 100 things. And before you, I really feel like you're just going to end up somewhere and be like, how did I get here? It really does feel like that. And that could be grand scheme too. Like I'm talking a couple of years down the track. For some of you, weeks, months, like there will be times, I think, where you feel that way numerously throughout the journey. What will help with this challenge of feeling stuck and tired, uncertain? We have the Lovers, Six of Swords, the Queen of Cups. Drop into your heart. Have compassion for yourself and others around you that may be struggling in this time, especially self, of course. That finds it a little tiring, it finds it a little hard, finds it a little scary maybe. But the Six of Swords and the Lovers is here. For some of you with that Two of Cups pictured as well, there may be a very special marriage or relationship in your life that helps you and guides you through this change. Somebody that does love you truly. With the Six of Swords as well, we see mother, child and a man sort of, what is that, riding? Oh, it's a motorbike with a little side carriage. That's so cool. So yeah, definitely a time to leave behind dramas and battles and things that are really hard, and let yourself have an easier ride in the future. Let things be easier for yourself. No need to hold on to that. Well, I mean, feel it, but don't hold on to it. That feeling of just pressure and tension and exhaustion and just, the Nine of Wands, that battle weary feeling. Acknowledge it, feel it, move through it. Never ever block or deny those feelings, but do release it. And then sort of with the Six of Swords, it's very much that card, especially as it falls underneath the Nine of Wands. Like, it's time to release that energy. And maybe if that means more rest, then get more rest. If that means just gentle, steady progress on your own for a while, then by all means do that. Reach out to people that love you, that are there to support you, and support others as well with the Queen of Cups. It's a very generous and soft energy. It's very compassionate and nurturing. Yeah, I think it's a real need to let go of some of the old, whatever that might be for you as it comes up. I'm just also feeling like some people might like to complete a ritual to help with that release. Create your own. Get guidance. We can copy a ritual if you like, but it can be really nice to go create your own little aspects to it. Further guidance here. We have the Magician, Four of Pentacles and the Eight of Swords. I love that for advice. This is pretty damn good. So for some of you, financial strain might be part of the issue of anxiety and stress right now. You might feel like you've lost a bit of money, or you're trying to save your money to be able to set your business up, or achieve, afford the study program you want to put yourself through, or buy that house, or buy that car, or whatever it is that you want to achieve here. I feel like a lot of strain around your perceived ability, but you've got what it takes, because the Magician's here. Don't you forget that. You are this Magician energy. There's so many cards here that talk about your ability, like just this nurture and cultivate cards alone. It tells you that, yeah, it's going to be a bit of hard work, and it's going to be some slow growing, but it's going to be worth it, and you will do it, and you'll do it well, and it'll be worth it. I can't say that enough. Four of Pentacles is somebody who needs to maybe save their money right now, having a stronger relationship with their finances and how they spend money, and maybe even looking at money differently. Maybe you want to view it as power, and how you're giving power away to receive something, and is that exchange something that's going to benefit you and increase your chances of success, or are you exchanging money for something that's not helping you? Really looking at that quite intimately and deeply for some people. Four of Pentacles can also be about saving resources and not offering help to other people that don't really need it either, and helping people by getting them to help themselves and not enabling people to use you, if that's a message. Could be that you may be needing to speak up on a truth here where someone might be taking a bit more than their fair share, and it's okay, you can say it with compassion, with the Queen of Cups over there as well, like, no, that's not working for me, or whatever you need to say. The Magician is here to say that you've got the resources, the skills, the abilities, the pure magic at your fingertips to create the life you wish to create. It sits below the Star card, actually. I just see that now, it was sitting there. So this is quite a lot of healing power that you're moving into, and I almost feel like that's also representative of that relationship message. If you're in a very special relationship or moving into something that feels quite special, I do feel that you'll be very powerful as individuals first, and then together. Take that or leave it, whoever that's for. But the Magician here is absolutely your ability to remove yourself from situations where you feel powerless, or even in your own mind where you doubt your ability to create something quite beautiful, magical and strong. And perhaps maybe I do feel it's quite financially motivated in a way, or you're just wanting some level of success in your life. You can do it. Outcome energy is awesome. It is the Hierophant, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Ace of Wands. And this is it. This is exactly it. The Hierophant is Taurus energy, right? And we've got all this message of building something up. We've got that Taurus card. We've got nurture as well. So I really think all of this powerful earthly energy has worked hard to get to this Hierophant status. This is the status of a teacher, perhaps a spiritual teacher, or a teacher of any kind. It can also be the message of living out that wisdom that you have, embodying the wisdom you've learned on the path thus far, truly embodying that and living from a space where you can teach others just through your way of being. But also this could be those who are looking to, put themselves through a certain schooling and things like that. Learning things from other people will change your world. You will change people's world by teaching other people things. There's a massive, massive amount of messages that are really powerful here about your world and change and passion and learning. The Ace of Wands is there as well to say that it's I feel like a lot of you are divine channels and have a really strong intuition and have this ability to connect in ways that are different, or perhaps see the world a little differently. I often do feel with group 3, if you're selecting it regularly, this is the group of mystics, and not to say 1 and 2 are not, but it just often comes through so strong. The underlying energy of this reading is the 3 of Wands, and underneath that is the 7 of Pentacles. Fair enough. Page of Swords, the Chariot. So it's time, the Death, yeah, it's time for transformation. You're already in amongst it. It's time to move forward with life, learn new things, be open-minded, be curious, receive information, receive as much information as you can about new ways of thinking or new ways of working. Like, really truly learn and be a part of this next becoming that you're moving through. 7 of Pentacles, 3 of Wands. Invest your time, your energy, and everything you've got into this sweet little thing that you're growing here. Nurture it truly, because 7 of Pentacles, as we know, is Then Three of Wands is a timing card. So they speak about things off in the future or things that we've got to work towards. The Three of Wands is often talking about having already made that choice into aligning to this, and it's a matter of just continuing to expand and bring that into your world. So all of this is just a matter of becoming, and you will find yourself in such a wonderful, empowering place with the Ace of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune, the Hierophant. Like really, truly, you may find yourself as in a position teaching people energy medicine, or teaching people how to be a divine channel themselves, or how to create magic and change in their own lives, or however it is you want to affect people, you will do so. And create the change you wish in your own life with that Wheel of Fortune and the outcome. So the Oracle card, Jackson chose this one specifically, and he made sure, it was like, no, group 3 really need this card. Like, okay, I'll take it. Ascended Master Buddha, Peridot, which is Leo's birthstone, and Wild Compassion. So let's go straight to the book here. We bring you the blessing of wild compassion. What if a restriction now could prepare you to receive greater freedom in the not too distant future? And to be able to appreciate, enjoy, and fully receive that freedom? What if growing pains now would strengthen you to be ready to receive a life-changing opportunity headed your way? What if rest and time to just be in this moment would help you build up your reserves of vital energy for a time in the future when you will be asked to step up, perhaps to lead or to use your energy in some way to support many? With that Hierophant, I'm not surprised. Wild compassion is at work in your life, and you can trust that it knows what you need and when, and will deliver it with unsurpassed grace. Absolutely. Wild compassion is active in your life when something is hidden, when something is a hidden blessing. In some spiritual traditions, this is known as obscuring grace. It is something that seems to be undesirable at first, and yet in due course reveals itself to actually be something which you are most grateful. When the situation is happening, however, it will often seem absolutely impossible to the mind that you could ever feel gratitude for what is taking place. Yet, if you allow yourself to engage in your life journey with an open, trusting heart, you'll find that wild compassion will bamboozle your mind and dazzle your heart again and again with its unfailing, gracious, and tender love for your soul. As you take this journey, you will come to realize you're not just another blob of light having a life experience in this universe, one amongst the many, not particularly known or loved or acknowledged. In fact, the universe loves and cares for you in such personal, intimate detail that your every need is anticipated and responded to with care. No matter how difficult things may seem to be at times, you will, if you ever keep your heart and mind open, come to realize you are always, without fail, being served by a loving divine intelligence. When wild compassion strikes, you're going to need to delve deep and tap into trust, into curiosity, and into your sense of humor. You can know that only the divine can truly put your plans into absolute disarray, and if that is happening, which it absolutely will from time to time, then there is a good, loving, helpful reason for it. Wild compassion. Pretty wild. All right, I love that. We also have, like I said, Taurus, a beautiful message of cultivating your gifts, cultivating your abilities, your finances, putting in the long haul, putting your roots down, not being afraid to take that time that it takes to grow something organically. The gift of this card is everything that surrounds you is made up of matter. The word matter comes from the Latin word mater, or mother. Taurus connects you to the sacred earth mother Gaia herself, the physical vessel who holds spirit in the body, in the plants, and in the earth beneath us. So connecting to the earth, connecting to your body, connecting to the resources you've got naturally around you and within you. We have miracles. I love to see this card, especially if with past energy shows something like Five of Cups energy, where things are a little hard, a little sad, maybe a little anxious, lacking of sleep. Maybe it's just like heavy thoughts you've got to burst through to really, like, there might be a regular thing, waking up with just all the thoughts and having to move through a bit of transmuting, or maybe a bit of yoga or something to release a bit of that and then get back on track. It might be a regular thing you have to go through, but you will be able to get there, and eventually you'll be just back in the flow and seeing the results. But miracles here, we'd see a rainbow, which speaks about after a storm, and seeing things come to pass in a way that serves you. Believing in miracles, staying open to miracles and blessings. It's also a card to say that there's many wonderful, beautiful miracles entering your life at this time, or are going to be soon, especially after a really hard time. That's what that rainbow is all about. We have the message, I have a higher purpose, and that's exactly that, a continuum of that message, to trust when perhaps things are not going in the way you'd like them to go, as the Wild Compassion stated, to just trust in your higher purpose. And also that thing that calls to you, wherever it is you feel most passionate and excited, it's very likely that has everything to do with your purpose here. And so follow those wild passions and the things that make you feel joyful and playful. And it's also that message as well to, you know, if you feel like maybe you're a late bloomer, or you haven't got it all worked out like so-and-so or whatever, to just trust that your higher purpose is probably already being lived, but also you will find your way. You already have. I think you're part of finding your way is trusting that you're here now, but ever progressing towards something too. We have a few that came out in the self-care prompts, which were pretty cool because they really matched each other in the two piles. So health checkup and exercise came out together. I thought that was great. You might like to really put a little bit more focus on what you're eating or certain ailment. I felt when I picked that up, a dentist appointment is important for someone out there, or any other specialist appointment. Maybe it's an optometrist needing those glasses, get them done, that sort of thing. Go and do it. Make it happen. It's all part of the progress that you're working towards with that nurture and cultivate. Exercise doesn't have to be strenuous, but that message, the stone was about circulation and blood, and I often talk about getting a bit of that heart pumping, so you're circulating your blood around the body. It feels great, you sleep better, all of that. It's always worth it. And then these two, financial goals and start a side hustle. So definitely a message for some of you, especially those that have got this, like I can see here, you're working towards building something, and it might be something you want to deliver to your community, or something you're still working on in the shadows maybe, or something you've got the idea of. But this is really a time for you to cultivate whatever that idea is, to believe in it, to share it with the world, to put it out there, to create it. It's that side hustle, that business of your own, or whatever it is you want to do. And the last two cards, like we saw, we had nurture, very sweet message to nurture the small growth of the little things that are around you, but also have gratitude for them as they're growing as well. And cafe, a bit of a different message, may not strike for everyone, but this is a card of going and people watching, or just spending a little bit of time out of the home in a different environment. Sometimes it can be interesting to sort of just sit with a coffee and watch all the people go by and imagine what their lives must be like, or who knows what kind of thoughts can come up with people watching. Some people really love that stuff. I've been there before. It's great fun. Haven't thought to do that in a while though. It can be good to also open out to the world outside of yourself and your bubble and all that you see, and also maybe being aware of judgments that come up as you people watch, or there might be something in that for you. So maybe go to a cafe and do a bit of that, or just have a coffee and hang with yourself. Who knows? I think the book also mentioned sparking up a conversation with someone new, so maybe talk to someone else there. But yeah, group 3, that's what I have for you in this reading. I hope this has given you some sort of comfort, clarity or guidance. If you're after a private reading with me, you can get that in the description box below. Not too many spots left, but I'll open up the rest of December in the coming days. And yeah, that being said, I hope you enjoyed your reading, group 3, and I look forward to reading for you all again next time. Take care.